Nine-time GNCC champion Bill Balance begins the year injured, opening the door to a deep field of championship contenders. But they'll all have to take on the sand of Florida, one of the most physically demanding tests of the year. Who will step up? Racer TV is next.
Playing in the dirt, face full of mud, sacrificing flesh and blood. Playing in the dirt, digging in the ground. Oh, now I'm asking you, where you gonna be when it all goes down, 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 down?
Well, hello everyone and welcome to Racer TV for 2009, of course covering the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series, America's largest off-road racing series for motorcycles and ATVs. I'm your host Jason Wygant, and we're so excited to bring you this championship tour. Should be a fantastic season. We'll start it off with our opening round. To Lake Wales, Florida we go for the Parts Unlimited River Ranch GNCC. Florida is always a truly physically demanding test. Deep sand, whoops, ruts, and of course Florida's trademark heat and humidity should push the riders to the limits. Now, who are some of the riders we're looking for to do well today? Well, we'll start off by talking to our top three from last year. They all won multiple rounds, and they all think this championship could be theirs. But of course, at the top of the list comes Bill Balance. 9 straight GNCC championships. He wants 10 this year, and then he plans on retiring. But there's 2 riders, Adam McGill and Chris Borch, that want to stop him from doing that. So before we get down to the start, let's talk to last year's top 3.
Yeah, you know, this is probably going to be my last year of racing. I've told everybody it's going to be my last year, and I'm feeling, you know, inside that this is going to be it. So I'm just really, you know, the pit crew, myself, Yamaha, we're really wanting to make a big effort to go out on top if possible.
Hopefully we just get good starts and hopefully not too many mud races. And actually I got a little bit smarter in the mud, just take it easy and not try to ram through it. But other than that, hopefully just stay up front and click off some wins and get some top 3s, and I think we should be good then.
The whole bike is just working really well right now, and I think I'm ready to go. You know, I've been conditioning and training really hard, and I think I'm ready to go out and just try to get another top 5 out of here.
There's a little known secret with all these racers, and that is they all try to show as much confidence and as few weaknesses as possible. But here's the real story with Bill Balance. An injury persisting from last year led to some surgery just 3 weeks before this race. He had 3 ribs removed from his side. He is not 100% for this race in Florida, and I guarantee you this track and these riders are not going to show him any mercy today. Well, they're all down in the starting line, ready or not. The 2009 GNCC Series is ready to get underway.
Of course, plenty of pomp and circumstance here for the Parts Unlimited River Ranch GNCC. Nearly 1,400 riders will compete this weekend. We're going to focus on row number 1, the Pro Class, and the season is underway. Who's going to grab the motorcycle? USA.com whole shot. Chris Borch across the line first. On the Rockstar Makita, Yoshimura Suzuki takes a look over his shoulders. Brandon Summers from the GT Thunder Yamaha right there with him. And there you see the penalty of not getting a good start. This track quickly narrows down. Now opening back up here a couple miles in. And Borch, well, he's opening back up. He's opened up a big lead. He's left to figure out his best lines through these mud holes out here. Summers still in the number 2 position. He is a sophomore, finished 4th in the Tour last year. Kaiser, his 3rd year as a pro, wearing the number 6. William Yoakley switching to the factory National Guard Polaris team, running 8. And there's your rookie, Don Ackerman, won the Pro-Am Championship 1 year ago. Bad start for Adam McGill. We're still looking for Bill Balance. There's your 9-time GNCC champion. We'll see what he has in the tank today, fighting back from a major injury and some surgery. Here comes Borch. This is a scary thought, giving this guy the early lead in the sand. He actually has a house here in Daytona, so he is able to ride and train in this type of terrain all year long. So he has a big advantage. As this track gets rougher, you've got to think he'll just be more comfortable. He's not too shabby here early on. This track is as smooth as it will be for these guys. Borch already pouring it on. Here comes Kaiser now, challenging Summers for the number 2 spot. And McGill has already moved to 4th. Not bad. He was out of the top 10 early on. And these guys are keeping Borch in sight. Summers and Kaiser running in formation. They ride and train a lot together throughout the season. You got Ackerman, Yoakley, Bithell, Johnny Gallagher. We've already lost Balance from this lead pack. He is out of the top 10. Although you've got to think he's going to ride conservatively today, just trying to stay in the top 20 and score some points. Kaiser and McGill have now hooked up. They have gotten around Summers, and look, they have made a run now at Borch, only a few seconds separating our top three. So we've already got the shake-up and the shape-up of what should be a great race day here in Florida. Ackerman leading the rest of the field. He's got Bithell on the Warden Racing Can-Am right behind him. Go a little further back in the pack, and there we see Summers. So obviously he has made a mistake and has lost some ground. We'll see if the sophomore can fight back. Everyone here playing the guessing game. How much energy do you burn here on the early laps, and how much do you save for the finish? We'll find out. We're just getting started here in Florida. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain, and by Yamaha. Back to the action here at the River Ranch GNCC, and look at the action we have. Adam McGill, Taylor Kaiser going after Chris Borch, and McGill almost got into the lead. They just wait for these wide open sections of the course, and then it comes down to who's willing to hang it out the most. Bithell hanging it out. He has moved by Ackerman into the number 4 spot. Ackerman now back to 5th. We'll see if either of these guys can make a run at that lead pack as they set each other up. Maybe they'll slow each other down enough for any of these riders, Summers, Balance, Yoakley, to make a run. But I think you can tell by the riding style, they are not nearly as aggressive as that top 3. They are hauling right now, although you have to think about how much energy they're using. Now McGill has taken the lead. You could see it coming. He and Kaiser, they were not messing around. And a bad line there by Borch. Now Borch closing the gap back up. So the chase is on. And they have left Kaiser in the dust. Although to me, Kaiser might be playing it just smart here. He is from Alva, Florida. He knows what it takes to ride 2 hours in this kind of terrain. And maybe he'll just let McGill and Borch go for it. Here comes Bithell in 4th with an army of 2009 Yamahas right behind him. Ackerman, Summers, and Balance will come through next. A completely different machine for Yamaha this year. They're just getting the bugs worked out. Want some ideas to work out the bugs on your machine? Let's go to our Rocky Mountain ATV MC Spotlight. Each week we'll look into some hot products for your ride. Today, tires with William Yoakley.
Hi, I'm William Yoakley, member of the Polaris, or National Guard Polaris ATV team. I'm bringing you this week's Rocky Mountain ATV Spotlight of the Week. This week we're featuring the new Kenda XC ATV Cutter tires. New Kenda Cutter XC ATV tires are designed to meet the demands of the toughest GNCC terrain. Large durable knob shapes to provide extra traction and long life. Heavy-duty 6-ply rating casing tuned to handle the toughest of GNCC terrain. The new large footprint for extra traction. Then they're available in several sizes, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 inch. Then motocross version, the Cutters, is also available. Rocky Mountain ATV MC is the leading online seller of ATV and motorcycle tires, accessories, and apparel. With an industry-leading website, free shipping on orders over $99 in the continental U.S., and a huge inventory of in-stock items, you are sure to get the products you need at the prices you want. Shipped quickly to your door. Visit their website at www.rockymountainatvmc.com for information, or call 1-800-272-6329 to request a free catalog. I'm William Yoakley, and that was your Rocky Mountain Spotlight of the Week.
Back to the action here in Florida. Adam McGill still leading. Chris Borch putting the pressure on and eating some dust. Just about halfway through this thing, Taylor Kaiser, Florida's own, is back there in 3rd. Now Kaiser running the 08 style Yamaha YFC 450. And you're going to see Chris Bithell come through here on the Can-Am DS 450. And then an army of 09 YFC 450R Yamahas. They have an aluminum frame, completely new machine, including fuel injection. Totally different from last year's machine from the ground up. And the Yamaha guys are going to probably take some time to dial those rides in. Guys like McGill and Borch, they struggled through teething problems last year, and now you can see early in this 09 season, they are good to go. Kaiser running the conservative ride in 3rd, using as little energy as possible. And as McGill and Borch pour it on out front, I'm not so sure if he doesn't have the right strategy dialed in. Meanwhile, Bithell back here in fourth, running a lonely race. No one behind, no one in front. It's very hard to catch riders when you cannot see them. And Ackerman in the same situation. The rookie pro rider out of Illinois. Whoa, Brian Cook. We have not seen Cook in the front all day long. He got tangled up, we heard, on lap 1 with Balance. And got the worst end of that deal. Cook has managed to get back by Balance, though, and is knocking on the door of the top 5. And here's your champ, just trying to survive 3 weeks after surgery. Now coming down to the finish line area, look at Borch. He turns early, cuts inside, and takes the lead from McGill. So nicely done by Borch. You can see he wanted the lead back that entire lap. Finally found an opening. McGill tries to get him back, cannot get back inside. So Borch is going to lead here after lap 3. Look at McGill keeping the pressure on, though. They are going for it and pulling away now from Kaiser. And now more trouble for Kaiser. A slower rider has gotten stuck in a tree. Wisely, Kaiser able to find a new line and get around. I don't know how much longer he can afford to be conservative because those two out front are really pushing it. And you've got Bithell back here in fourth. He's hanging it out as well. He would like to challenge Kaiser for a podium. Looks like Summers has gotten around Ackerman. Summers looked like he was trying to conserve energy early in the day. He has put the pace back up. Here we go, back to the leaders. A face full of dust and roost, served up by Borch. And McGill is not going to let him go. Look at Kaiser back here in third. Got to put the head down and charge, trying to close that gap back up. And Bithell still strong in that number 4 position on the Can-Am. And definitely, Summers is on the move, trying to close in on the podium finishers. Here is Ackerman. He's lost a little bit of ground now to his teammate on the GT Thunder squad, Summers. Into the pits for the first time today. New Scott goggles and a full tank of fuel for Borch. And not much alarm here in the Rockstar Makita Suzuki pits. In fact, Borch says, I don't even need water, I'm ready to go. He has pulled away. Oh, here's trouble in the KTM pit, look at that. And the goggles actually ripping the visor off, and just a mess down here in the KTM pit, and McGill is losing a lot of time. And Summers, who we said was on the move, is in and out of the pits quickly. Still plenty of time for Summers, Bithell, or even Ackerman here to make a run for the top 3. Ackerman now in the GT Thunder Yamaha pit. He's going to take some water. Now each and every one of these guys has a strategy, and usually it involves putting your head down and putting your fastest laps in after the gas stop. So we'll see what Ackerman and the rest of the boys have in the tank. Bill Balance still fighting, trying to score some points. Stay tuned. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain, and by Yamaha. Back to the action here, and we've got a change. Taylor Kaiser into the number 2 position. We saw trouble in the pits for Adam McGill. He's really going to have to put on a late race charge to get back to the front. Oh, Chris Bithell. He just hit where it hurts. Here comes Brandon Summers. We mentioned how strong he has been, and same thing with Brian Cook, who is coming off of a first lap crash. We'll see how far up to the front those guys can move. Kaiser now putting pressure on Borch. Borch had to deal with McGill 1 lap ago. Now it's the Yamaha man from Florida right behind him. And troubles for McGill. We heard his front brake problems, and that's what kept him in the pit so long. So we'll see if he's got any speed left. I don't know if they have those front brakes repaired, though. If they don't, obviously it's going to slow him down. It's actually faster, yes, to use brakes than to not use them. Kaiser is still right there, not letting Borch go. And remember how much energy Kaiser conserved early? And Borch now motioning to his pit crew. Something may be wrong with his machine. He's actually put a little distance between himself and Kaiser. But if there is a mechanical problem, how long will he be able to hold on to the lead? Miguel still solid in third. Bindle has basically been in fourth or fifth all day, maintaining that fourth place position at the moment. And lo and behold, Kaiser is in the lead. Something has gone wrong, and the report is it's clutch problems now for Boric. Front brake problems for McGill. That might open the door for Bindle or Ackerman, Summers, Cook, someone to make a run at the podium. But the run for the win, it's all within the grasp of Taylor Kaiser, who has never won a GNCC before. And with the clutch going sour on Boric's machine, the front brakes running into trouble here for McGill. I'm not sure if either of those two are going to be able to go back after Kaiser. Look at Brian Cook, way back in the pack on lap 1. I can't imagine how much dust and sand he has been eating all day, but the privateer out of North Carolina will simply not give up. Back to our leader, Kaiser. He's got to be hearing things now. Will his machine hold up? You've got to be nervous down the stretch when you've got the number 2 man. Oh, I don't think Boric is being conservative at all. In these wide open sections, he still has plenty of speed. Same thing with McGill. And no doubt that's running through the mind of Taylor Kaiser right now. Will he be able to hold these guys off and take his first ever GNCC victory? The white flag now about to come out. He looks over his shoulder. Nothing to worry about except slower riders in other classes. It's all coming together for Taylor Kaiser right now, but that's a lot to think about. And you see he reaching up and adjusting his clutch. Will his machine hang on all the way to the end? Anything can happen in GNCC racing, and Kaiser knows it. Boric back here in the number 2 spot. He's got to hope that some of the bad luck he has had can undo Kaiser. Oh, Boric up on 2 wheels in that corner, and that's probably because he cannot fan the clutch and spin the rear wheels through some of these corners, and instead he's riding the 2-wheel bicycle. McGill comes through in third. 1 lap to go for these guys. Who's got the endurance to hold on? We'll find out in a moment. Let's go back and find some highlights with our Can-Am morning race review. Morning races for utility, novice, super senior, women's racers. Scott Kilby grabbing the whole shot in the open 4x4 class, but he's got competition from his rival from last year, Brian Buchanan. The 2 Can-Am riders get out front, a pack of Polaris men right behind them filling in. There is a class for everyone in GNCC racing. If you have a utility machine, you might not think of it as race ready. I think you'd be surprised. Buchanan able to get around Kilby and start pulling away. Check out the women's class. Angel Atwell, brand new to the KTM team, leading Jennifer Albright. And our defending series champ on the number 201, Yamaha's Tracy Checo. Atwell would run strong all day, and the number 202 KTM rider would take the overall win. Meanwhile, Buchanan would become the top overall utility rider on the number 203. There's our U2 rider, Mike Benson. You see these guys, they'll drag some brush around, no problem. There's Darryl Rath on the factory Polaris. He wants to give the Can-Ams a run this year. Should be great action. But today, the overall win goes to Atwell, and your open 4x4 win goes to this man, Ryan Buchanan. We'll be ready for the finish when we come back. Racer TV is brought to you by Can-Am, Rocky Mountain, and by Yamaha. We're almost complete with the Parts Unlimited River Ranch GNCC, and Florida's own GNCC star Taylor Kaiser is on the verge of his first career victory. Chris Boric back here in second. The hammer is down, but the clutch is slipping on that Suzuki, and he's probably going to be just happy to take second place points. Same thing with Adam McGill. He was up front leading this thing. Front brake troubles have dropped him back to the number 3 spot. And Brian Cook, what a run from deep in the pack. This guy works a full-time job during the week, and he just makes up for the lack of training time with heart and determination. And determined is Taylor Kaiser. He's got the home state fans cheering him on. We're through the pits for the last time. No additional stops needed for fuel, for goggles. These guys are got what they need to get to the finish line. Boric has won here in Florida year after year. A bad start last year did not stop him from winning this race. He was up front most of the day today along with McGill, but eventually the strategy of Kaiser, he was conservative through the first half. He poured it on in the second half. When Mechanical Gremlin struck, there was simply no stopping the young man from Alva, Florida. Now McGill started out with a top 5 finish here 1 year ago. He'll be happy with a third. Meanwhile, the fans are happy. Taylor Kaiser just a few corners away from his first ever GNCC win, and yes, he will be the points leader after this race as well. So it's an upset special. Out of all the big favorites, Kaiser takes the win. Let's talk to our winners.
Got off to a good start. I switched from the from the KTM to the Yamaha, and everything was going good. Ran pretty much in the top 3 all day long. Race went pretty smooth. Just tried to play it calm and worked my way up to the front there with 2 laps to go, and just never looked back.
We got the whole shot there. The Suzuki Yoshimura motor just worked awesome. The bike was working great all day. We just had some problems towards the end there. The clutch started failing a little bit, and this sugar sand down here in Florida just puts a big toll on the clutch and the power. So we just basically had to limp it in on the last lap, and we ended up second.
It was a good day. Had a good start, got up front. Like to have stayed there. Run into a few issues, broke a bolt and held the front brake lever on. No big deal, got that somewhat fixed. And KTM held up strong. I think I started to run out of fuel a little bit or something, but you know what, I can't knock it too much. First race out, new bike, new everything, and some new products on the team, and I can't thank them enough. And my teammates both won today, and I got a third, so it's a good day for KTM. I really think so.
Check out our Rocky Mountain results. Bill Balance calls it quits with a lap to go out of the top 10. No points today. And Brandon Summers' engine troubles knocked him out of the running. Let's check out how this thing started, though. Chris Borich grabbed the MotorcycleUSA.com hole shot. He led early, but Adam McGill, starting just inside the top 10, made a run and was eventually able to get into the lead. Somewhere back there was Taylor Kaiser, the Florida native, just stalking those top 2, saving his energy, and then late in the race he poured it on. And when Mechanical Gremlin struck Borich and McGill, the door was wide open for the home track favorite to take his first ever victory. Great racing today, and we'll be here to cover each and every GNCC round on Racer TV. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.